Mr. Leon, I assume we have some bills.
We do. We have 20 claims total. First of all, salary for Lewis Brown is $3,973. Payroll taxes, $1,419.50. We have a total of 6 electric bills. That equals $515.05. Forwarding the telephone to Adams Wells is $11.80. Postage and advertising on the credit card, $154.34. Cell phone to Verizon, $45.52. Rent to McAfee Sewer and Septic for $750. Fuel for the truck, $214.60. Billing to Bluegrass, $558.42. 811 service to Indiana Underground for $18.05. Legal fees to Miller, Burry and Brown, $720. Changing oil in the truck, $94.92. Escrow account to the Bank of New York totals $6,563.48. Billing to Adams County RSD, $1,080. And accounting fee for Hunter Ringer, $2,324. Those 20 claims total $18,442.68. Leaves us a balance as of tonight in the checking account of $115,669.93. In addition to that, we have Bank of New York bond and interest escrow of $25,311.36. Bank of New York cash account for Project 4, $201,257.65. Bank of New York debt service reserve, $26,476.54. And for the first time in 2026, we have Project 3 ARPA funds for 4 cents.
Boy.
Can you explain why?
500 years, when we
why
forget about
did
that, it'll have like $5,000 in it. But it won't be worth hardly anything.
Why? Because I think
Hi, John.
they will not completely clean it out. They will only pay what has been told them to pay, the most current balance. And in the meantime, there's a little bit of interest.
We're going to try to score a touchdown on penalties. That's what I heard.
All right, thank you.
Half the distance to the goal line. We're never going to get there.
All right, after the 4 cents item, we have the Improvement Savings Fund. Right now stands at $611,421.25. Total assets, $980,136.77. End of report.
Did we have a little bit of law on the collection side? So last month, we had $19,500 of expenses. So we had $1,000 less expense, but we had about $10,000 less account growth, which means the collection side might have been lagging. Something to keep an eye on
Didn't study that, but
as we go forward.
Today I just got, I didn't count, I think there were 44 letters to go out.
Is that
I mean, I'll send them out tonight or tomorrow.
for delinquencies or
What's that?
for delinquencies? Is that more or less than average?
No, no.
It's about the same.
My time's 57. I know all the names.
Well, I talked to the gal and she said, because I told her I wasn't getting my email bill. And she said she was going to send them out today. Do you know that to be?
What's today, Monday? Yes, yes.
Okay.
Today is the new bill.
Well, she thought maybe it was going to my spam instead of coming to my inbox. And I said, it's kind of embarrassing when you're the president of the board and I'm 2 months behind and you know,
I haven't seen your.
I've paid that now, but I mean.
Right.
Okay. All righty. Any questions on the bills? If not, can I entertain a motion to pay them?
So moved.
We have a motion on the table. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Trent, you're up.
Yes. Well, good evening.
Good evening.
Trent?
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, you bet. Sorry it's taking me so long this year to get to you, just conflict of schedules. Don't, if you had any particular questions, otherwise I thought I'd just give some financial highlights for the year.
I just thought of something when I was giving my report on the the transfer that we may make of the $500,000, would it be of any benefit to wait until after the 15th of this month when the interest is posted? Or is it a daily interest accruement?
I don't know if it's a daily interest accruement or not.
Yeah, because they post it every 3 months, and it'll be April 15th when they do that.
I guess it really would only matter if you want me to clean the entire account out, but the way
Yeah.
you had told me, we've got to balance about 600 to invest about 500,000
Right,
in the CD.
right.
Unless you wanted to take that number all the way to clear it out,
No,
I would think that
that won't be the case.
whatever hits, it's not going to be more than a few $1,000.
Okay,
So,
okay,
and that daily interest probably not going to be a big amount. So.
right, okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, for 2025, we collected about $480,000 of service revenue fees. 2024 was 453, so that's growing as you would expect. Total expenses were significantly higher, 461,000 compared to 315,000. There were a number of things there. I don't have a lot of detail. I do know we had a $33,000 State Board of Accounts audit that we paid for in 2025 for the years 23 and 24. Sewage flow fees are up, but we do have that credit coming through from Bluffton to help take care of that. So overall, our operating profit was down from a year before, 187,000 of operating profit in 24, only 44,000 here in 2025. So, and I can go through and give you a little better analysis in detail if you'd like me to. I probably would just prefer to do it in writing if that's okay.
Sure.
If that's something that would be helpful.
You said it was about 45K?
Yeah, I got $44,000 operating profit in 2025. That's before grants, et cetera. We're building a nice cash reserve. As you saw on the balance sheet, we've got about $900,000 in cash as of December 31. At present, April, where did I do that? Well, as of March 31, which is the time the last one's reconciled, I've got about $987,000 total cash. Now, of course, a chunk of that is going to go to pay for the bond and interest here in July. $200,000 of that was pledged by the county to help with the matching funds to get Project 4 off the bat, or off the drawing board. But the big thing is the improvement savings fund is 611, the checking account $129,000 as of March 31. So with that, we spoke about the CD just a little bit ago. You authorized me to put in $500,000 into a CD that was to pay 3.7% for 7 months. I contacted the bank today, and just to recap, they have changed things a touch. I don't know why. I asked for explanation, but they are currently offering 3.45% with an APY of 3.5%. And you get your choice of months, either 9, 18, 27, or 36. And I'm assuming that means we get that whole 3.45 that entire time. So we could choose the shorter and then have to do it again here in a period of time. One of you made a comment, maybe we would ladder and maybe invest 125 at each of those 4 intervals. And then we have money available to us every 9 months if we need it for operating shortfalls. So that's the one question I would have before you. Unless he changes his mind and comes back and says, no, we'll give you the 3.4 for 7 months. If you want me to jump on that, I can do that. But this might present a little better opportunity for, just depending on what interest rates do,
Right.
you know?
We would retain about $125,000 in cash in the improvement fund. And we have about $125,000 in our checking account. And then every 9 months, we get about another $125,000 free. It seems like we have enough to cover for.
We do, I'm sure, yeah.
If you think about our operating budget, we'd have about almost a we'd have probably about 9 months of operating expenses that are in liquid. I mean, almost a full, actually probably about a full year between all those accounts. I don't think it's a high risk to ladder it like that you're suggesting. Leon, your thoughts there?
I tend to think that we just take a 9-month CD at the 3.45 and see what happens at the end of the 9 months. Does that
All
sound
in?
reasonable, or?
All in for the 500
I
for
think
9?
so. I think. I haven't given a whole lot of thought, but does anybody have any other suggestions? That's what we planned in the first place, it's just that we're losing just a little bit of interest, but,
It's not that much difference.
right. Yeah, I'll make a motion to purchase the CD for 9 months.
Okay, we have a motion on the table for a CD for 9 months. Do I have a second? We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Okay, well, thank you for the direction on that. Again, I apologize for that. I thought we had to the end of the month, so the way it was presented to me verbally.
So maybe just sometime after the 15th, just to make sure. Giving you
Yeah,
other,
that's only 2 days off,
yeah,
yeah.
so, next week.
And doesn't require any other signatures that you
I
know
don't
of?
think so. I've got authority to make those accounts.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I may have to have one of you put that, I may have one of you stop in to make a signature as well. I'll be in touch with if they need that. Okay, year-to-date, we've spent $183,000 on Project 4 up in Toxin. That's what's been sent up there and paid so far. Project 2, Project 3, I think we're going to be scheduled for forgiveness on those guys once we've drawn down the last of the available funding. So I don't think we spent it all on Project 2 and 3, so they were allowing us to pull some of that favorable rate into Project 4, and I think once that's filled up, then we will apply for forgiveness on those pieces of debt. So,
And make sure that I'm clear on this. Can that be used for expanding Project 4?
I think it's intended to be used to construct Project 4.
Yes, because we may add some homes to the original focus, yeah. So, okay, I just want to make sure that,
It all depends on, it all depends on how we end up towards the end of the project in terms of scope and balances that we have. You know, there's some other things that come up, that we might have to take care of. But basically, they've let us historically, move leftover funds, from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. And, but it has been a real nightmare, and Trent probably knows this because, we keep track of the original loan numbers, and you got a loan and a grant, forgivable ban, and then we got into Project 2, and then we had some SWIFT funds. They treat those differently. And so it has been an accounting nightmare with them because it seems like, each project, it changes and how we submit, to get these things paid. And so in Project 4, they literally, I think, let us move almost everything that was still left over in 2 and 3. I think 1 was completely closed out because we got I think we got forgiveness on 1. But 2 and 3 still had some funds. And so we've been drawing on those. But then I think they all got moved, and everything now is in 4. There might still be a few dwindling amounts. Remember how we had such trouble capturing that interest that kept accumulating at Bank of New York?
Yeah, we still have 4 cents.
Yeah.
We talked about that just a few
It's
minutes
like,
ago.
it's like every time we try to close it out, it's like diminishing returns where it's like, okay, well, now you got a penny in there. It's like, are you kidding me? Just close it and send it to us.
We donate it, yeah.
Yeah, keep the change, keep the change.
Change, please, yeah.
Just let us close it out. So,
Might round down to 0.
yeah, it's an accounting
It's
nightmare.
been a headache for Brooke.
Oh.
But she does a fantastic job
Yeah.
keeping things straight. We don't get a lot of bounce back from the state saying you've
No.
miscoded stuff, so yeah.
We're trying to get there.
The team does a good job of, I think, returning questions back when the state is asking questions, so.
Yeah, and we just went through an audit in Adams County, and we actually had them in our office for 2 weeks because they didn't have room over at the county.
Okay.
And you'd be surprised. I remember when audits were done by the State Board of Accounts, and it was $5,000, $6,000. And then they started, contracting it out, and those were 15, 20. And now this one, State Board, we just got our bill. We thought it was gonna be 39,000, but it was only 32.
What a bargain.
What a discount.
What was ours? Ours was
33
33.
last summer, 2 summers ago.
And our staff, between us and then the sewer district staff and our accountant, Becky, over there, did most of the work. They were nice, but my gosh, I just don't understand how that
No kidding.
changed. But, those, and then how do you budget for that? You have to budget now in your budget $25,000.
I can tell you what we
a year.
budgeted. We budgeted $36,000 next year to pay for a giant SBOA audit.
Yeah.
For a bunch of auditors who are not incentivized to actually do their job fast.
Oh, yeah, I
So-
I need to charge them rent for my office because they take up my office space for about 6 weeks.
Send it to your state legislator's office.
I think they were out there about 6 weeks.
It's crazy.
They look at everything, but
And I'll tell you what, they struggle with those grants at the state just like we do. They keep telling us, oh, you can't show that as debt. Well, how do you want us to show it?
Right.
Because until it's forgiven, it's debt. And so we keep going back and forth with them, and it's, oh, you can't characterize this that way or that way. Then you tell us what you want us to do.
right.
Stop us, doing what we think is right, and then you tell us it's wrong. Why don't you just tell us out of the gate how you want it, and that's how we'll do it?
I call that the army of no.
Yeah.
Looking into the future.
There's a lot of them out there.
Hypothetically, if Wells County has all of our projects completed, will the audit be much simplified once the?
Oh, no, no way.
They'll still come up with something, yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, you would think so.
Will
but
it be every 2-year audit forever, or will it be
I think, yeah.
4 years or 3 years once we get finished with
Well,
pushing
anytime
this
you
kind
got
of
a
money through
project, you have to
construction?
have one within the last 2 years.
Okay.
Anytime you have a project.
Okay.
Other than that, it's kind of depends on when they're doing it. So, yeah, I don't know.
I'm hoping it.
But they changed the rules. Because whatever the rule is today, next year may not be the same.
Well, they've been responsive when I do have to give questions, hey, what are we doing here? So, anyway. So I do expect to see them again this spring or summer. They actually wanted to start back in March, and I said, there is no way you're coming in March here. They wanted to start the following week. I said, there's no way. So I expect spring or summer, they'll be calling again to come back out. We have this arbitrage audit set to occur here shortly. This relates to us borrowing at exempt rates from the state, from the feds, however that is funded. Because in theory, if we took a company who takes the money, could then borrow or lend it and make some money on borrowing at 0 and lending at 3, that's called arbitrage, and the rules are specifically set up to tax that at 100%, so you lose that advantage. We don't do any of that. I had a detailed conversation with Baker Tilly, an individual down there, who is actually scheduled to do this audit. It's done every 5 years when you are in this position. But I shared with her our operations and how we're advancing money or not. She says, Trent, you don't have any problem, but we do have to go through the steps. So Baker Tilly will be doing that work here shortly. So I've gotten a third request from Bank of New York to get this done. It's like, we really can't do it until a 5-year period is expired. So I'll touch base with her here in the coming weeks, make sure that we're still on track for that. Let's see, I believe we're up to date with Gateway, our annual approval, except for that debt thing that we finally figured out how to go through and do a final, hey, we reviewed our debt series that are out there and we're okay with it. But it's something that I can't see, and so it's something I can't tell Bruce he needs to do. So we just
For tomorrow.
do it tomorrow, you bet, you bet. So we're good on that one. Sales tax, we're close, I believe. Helen has all the information, my assistant Helen has all the information we need to exempt all the I&M meters. And so we'll be doing that. We'll be applying for refunds of up to 3 years worth of sales tax paid in the past. And then going forward, we should not pay sales tax there anymore. And then we'll get started on the Heartland, but Heartland is very small, so that's still on the radar screen, so. That's really all I had, unless there's something further that I can answer.
I don't.
Thank you, Trent.
You're welcome.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much. Appreciate the opportunity.
Good
and-
job.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Sharon.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
Mr. Brown? You're up.
Somebody said they wanted to get out of here.
He still does.
Still does wanna?
I'm surprised you remember.
Okay, we had panel training. The guy came from Minnesota. There were 16 people came. Nathan and Noah came, and then Ferguson brought 3 or 4, and then local contractors that wanted to learn. The guy that came from Minnesota is the one that designed the system, and he's very knowledgeable. I'm not too sure he knows what to do when you get out in the field, though. And I think Nathan and all of us agree. So I'm not
More of a cerebral type.
I'm not real sure how much benefit it was. But we did have a good talk. We expressed our concerns, and I don't know if he's going to change them. But as far as the panels, I downloaded most of Murray, and I did this the first time after the rain that we had in March 12th. We had a rain. I went out and downloaded most all of them. And if you look at the last 2 pages, I think the pages that have the marks on them, that's what it looks like after I download it and send it to my email. And if you look at Falk, you can see that on the 27th, that pump ran a bunch. Yeah, I was pretty upset for the simple reason I thought he has hooked his sump pump and his downspouts and everything else into this thing. So, but I wasn't going to say anything. I am not, with any of them, I'm not jumping to conclusions. So, I went back out after the next big rain, and that was even a bigger rain. Before I even got out of the truck, I could hear water running in her pit. And I thought, oh, when I get this guy, guess what? I opened up the pit, and I showed Bruce, and I can show all of you. Water was pouring it in through the fitting that VTF had installed. Pouring in. That pump was just,
From where?
what's that?
Spinning.
Well, it pretty much had to. You can see just part of it.
What fitting are you talking? Is it a high fill-in point, or what
Well,
fitting?
it's where the sewer comes into the, their sewer comes in, and the flow is coming in on the top of the pipe and just squirting about that far into it. I mean, it was more than a garden hose. And this was actually right during the rain, and who knows how much happened after. I didn't stay there forever, because that day I worked in the rain all day. I found 4 of them that are that way. I found 2 other ones that have issues, and I can't exactly identify what it is. The thing is, we have to do that type of work when it's raining. You know, I could take this printout and take it to Adam Falk. I could take it to Adam and say,
You don't know where the root cause though is. You
What?
could just be blaming them though. We don't know where the root cause is.
well,
unless you pull the
we
top
know
of it.
where the root cause of this one is,
Yeah.
because, and that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to go out to, when it's raining, out to every one of these. Because I would have felt really terrible if I would have accused him of something, and we'd have looked and looked and looked.
Right.
We would never know it until it rains. So, that is, now Musselman is another one. You can see that one is working right. That's how these things should look. And it takes.
Cure for this.
What's the cure? Well, I'm not 100% sure. We're gonna have to fix those, whether we dig them up and fix them that way. Derek thought maybe there was a company that could come and push a probe down in there and grout around some of these. But we've got to decide if that's how we want to do it.
The lateral or the force main?
The lateral coming from the house, I'll show you a picture here. I'll show you afterwards.
Is this because of like the local contractors tying in, or they've stubbed?
No,
They
the thing
stubbed out
is,
4 feet,
VTF, no, 5 feet.
5 feet.
And there were a couple of them, I will tell you, there were a couple of them, that when the contractor went to connect, that stub was shorter. And I told VTF, I said, this better never happen again. Because I don't want even a good operator like me, I do not want to get that close to that fiber pit for no reason. They have to stub something out. They need to stub it 5 feet. The thing is, it ought to be 7 feet for one reason. The pipe the 4-inch SDR 35 pipe comes in 14-foot lengths. So why would you cut 5 and 5 and leave 4? That's what they were trying to do. In fact, they were cutting them a little shorter. So we're gonna make sure, yes. Well, no, it does
Because if you're trying to save one pipe every 4 installs.
Exactly. So
Is that in the bid specifications then?
it had to be 5 feet.
But, our contractor stubs out the homeowner's connection beyond the pit.
Yeah, 5 feet.
And then what, puts a cap?
Cap it, yes.
So that's,
The contractor comes back, cuts it, and
and then
The
ties to
homeowner's
it.
Ties into it.
contractor comes back and connects.
So our
to that.
specs are 5 feet?
Yes.
Okay, so then we're wasting on a 14-foot stick,
They are wasting, not us,
but it's built into the bid, I would think.
it's built in the bid, but they were trying to save
Yeah.
one pipe in every 3 or 4 installs.
And I would assume that the reason that it's probably a standard 5 foot, simply because the pipe used to come in 10-foot sections. I don't know how many years ago now, they changed it to 14.
Is that bedded then? So
Yes,
they make our contractor makes the connection into the pit
yes,
for what will be the homeowner's connection.
exactly,
And then that connection obviously needs to be watertight.
right.
It's not.
And that's
And
what's
that's
not-
where the problem is.
On,
is
on
where-
Folk,
not only on Falk, there were 4 of
there's
them.
4 of them like that. So it's
4
a
of 'em
common,
like
a
that.
common,
Is
a
that,
common cause.
is that connection, is that stub out, is that, backfilled? Is there some stone
Oh,
under
yes,
that?
there's stone under it, stone over it, yes, yes.
Okay, so wherever that water could be coming from, which could be downspout from could be anywhere, groundwater.
It's groundwater.
Groundwater.
I'm sure it's
So
groundwater.
it's coming right into that, once it gets
Well-
into the stone, then it's finding wherever it can go.
And think about it, a good we require that pipe that the homeowner's contractor, not VTF, the homeowner's contractor is required to bed that pipe in stone. So all the way from
The
pit
foundation all the way
to the
out.
house, it's got stone in it, and that water just follows that stone.
Or just create a nice, beautiful French drain to drain into our system.
Right.
Yes, and that is what is happening.
Are those glued fittings then, where the contractor makes the connection? Is that
Which contract?
the homeowner's contractor to connect?
No, that is a gasketed fitting.
So so do we have a gasket on the end of that, or
No, they have
you got a female gasketed?
yeah. Yeah.
Beld.
But the water that I saw, and I can show you, the water that I saw was coming around the pipe. It was flowing on the top of the pipe. And it was really obvious.
Excuse me, these are all VTF connections.
That part is
Yeah,
VTF
all
connection.
how far down is that pipe from the
5 foot from the top.
5 foot down from the
Yeah,
top?
that's standard.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where they set theirs, at 5 foot.
So they've rolled the gasket, the grout has failed.
No.
VTF.
When they bolt a flange onto the pit, onto our pit, just like this. They bolt it right onto the pit. They did not seal that properly. And when I talked to Nathan, he said, well, they probably didn't get the mastic right. And I said,
We've been fighting for.
I'm just
5
gonna
years.
tell you that
I know it.
it is,
So
they weren't using mastic on a lot of them. They thought it was better to use silicone. And that's what they were
I'm sure
using.
they followed the torque specs, like they
Well,
did,
that's the
like they
other
did on the other fittings that they,
Anyway, if we want to get out of here, we can talk about it all night. I will tell you.
So I guess
that
bottom line, thank you. I think you're on the hunt
Yes.
for true root cause of a 4-year problem.
Right.
And it's,
Right, yes. And, yeah,
But it's imperative that those fittings be waterproof,
Watertight.
watertight.
yeah.
so does our spec allow them to switch from mastic to silicone?
I don't know, and I wasn't
So,
the inspector.
Yeah, that's the kind of things that we got to start watching these guys.
Yeah,
If they're willing to short us 6 inches every, 6 to 8 inches for every lateral to save a pipe here and there, and
Yeah.
they're gonna go to the cheap stuff and
Right.
that fails.
yep. So we got 12 sea level floats in under warranty. Most of them were the new blue type. I just don't understand. That was supposed to be better. But I did print the invoice that Gen Solar, Josh did on all the generators. He serviced them. That guy is thorough. And he wiped things down. I mean, he does it right. He really, I don't know, does city use him at all? Gen Solar? Yeah, they probably, but anyway, and even brought, mouse bait, because he said a lot of times those mice in the wintertime like to get in there, because that's all heated in the wintertime. Those, the block and everything, and our control panel is all heated. And he said those mice, he said he's been to a place where the mice had got into it, and that one wire was $2,000. One of the control wires. He said it was crazy. So anyway, he really did a good job. I did ask him to look and see what it would take to connect the generators to the mission control. And he's looking at it, but it appears they didn't bring a conduit over to the generator from where the mission control panel is. But it would be nice, because I get these calls, and like at Craigville a while back, they had a storm, must have knocked a telephone or power pole or something over, and I get notices right away on my phone, Murray, I forget what she says, it's a computer thing. And she says, not working. And then a minute later, it is working. And part of it is the generator kicked on. But then you don't know if the generator stayed on, And so it would be nice if that mission thing would notify us if that generator is running. So he's gonna look into that. He's not sure that we can make it work, but. Postage machine, I know we talked about that. I talked to Sahara upstairs. She said they're getting about 4 cents off. And she said it would, for the time, for the effort for them to bill us and us to pay is probably not worth it for the 100 or 150 a month that we would have, so.
Okay.
But we did talk about that. Connection at Kingsland, I just talked to the contractor today again. He got busy with the nice weather, and the homeowner has not been real interested in getting it done either. But so we've got that one at Kingsland. But like I say, I talked to him this afternoon, and he said he would get it soon. So that one would be done. The person in the Kingsland project that has not connected, Mark, we're going to let you talk about that one.
In Kingsland?
In the Kingsland project.
Oh, I think that's the one we got a complaint.
Right. So, yeah, we just need to know. I guess what I would like for you to explain, who's responsible to go after him?
You mean to require?
The RSD or the health department?
Either one.
Either one?
It's probably quicker if we do it.
He's not gonna like the answer, but
Oh, I talked to him. First time I've talked to him in a long time. I could never catch him. And I went to his house, and the garage door's open, the other door's open, nobody there, and nobody around. and honked the horn because those two Rottweilers are standing there looking at me. And if you look at his door, house door, guess what? He's got a decal of a pistol or a machine gun. I'm not lying to you. I could take a picture.
It's a warm and fuzzy feeling.
Yeah. So anyway, I went about my business. I had a couple issues with control panels in the area. And as I come back, I thought, I'll just go pull in here again. So I did, and he was outside at that time, but he went in the house. I thought, I can wait out as long as you can wait. I'm getting paid. I'll just sit here. After about 5 minutes, he came out, and I said, sir, all I'm saying is we need to get you connected. And he said, I'll have to sell this house. I said, we have no interest in you selling this house. Well, I can't afford it. I said, sir, all I can say is we're going to have the attorney take care of it. And,
Not gonna like that route.
I don't know what else to tell
He
you.
will not like that route.
It's the only route we got.
So, yeah,
that's
I mean,
what we got.
even if, so let's just say you turned it over to the health department, he's gonna have to get a hold of his attorney and go through that process the same
Health
morning.
department would have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
They'd have to condemn it, and then they'd have to,
Right.
file suit. It's-
I don't think in Wells County they could condemn that house. I don't,
Well, you can mark it uninhabitable.
Why is he,
Yeah.
what is his reasoning for not hooking? He can't afford it, is that?
He's already paying.
well, when you look at a house, the house is pretty nice, not anything, but you look outside, outside there, you see a pickup that's probably less than 10 years old, looks nice. You see a couple four-wheelers sitting on a trailer,
If this
I don't
goes,
see
if
it.
this goes to courts,
I don't know,
he's not gonna have those four-wheelers and a nice truck sitting in the driveway
No.
after
but,
fees, so.
Yeah, no, we can collect the fees.
yeah. So anyway, that's where we're at. Like I say, I did stop again, and I did talk to him and tried to explain to him, and remember, he's the guy that run me off the first time, a couple years ago. I really, I'm not afraid, but I would rather not go back, to be truthful with you. It's not.
You're not gaining anything.
I want you to get dog bit.
Yeah. Or worse, mauled by a Rottweiler.
Yeah.
Well,
course, the
the
sign
reality
says
is though, we're liable. I mean, right, if there's something that happens in Liberty Center, Indiana Department of Environmental Management is coming after us for not enforcing or getting the connection. There's an option within 300 feet.
So, he's already
Got it done.
got working on it, so, okay. I do have a couple people still on Project One that have not signed the grinder easements. I've been on their case. One guy lives in, Newcastle and, won't return my letter or anything. And what I've been telling them is, if,
Won't maintain it.
right, if the if the pump goes bad, you call a plumber, but you better put in what we spec, because, so anyway, I have no idea why they wanna, I explain how, it's just so we can get there, so we can take care of you. The stuff is already in the ground.
Do you wanna have, say something to Brooke on that one, and we'll send a certified letter to him? And
Okay,
and
yeah.
just remind him that, look, it's not gonna be maintained.
Yeah,
until we get this.
right, and they've got a renter in it at all times, and it's, I won't say it's slumlord, but it's pretty close. I think he inherited it from his grandma.
That pump goes out, it's going back up in the house.
It will, yeah. We had another person in Toxin that could be exempt that now wants to connect, so they're over 300 feet, so I'm working with them to make sure they know how much that's gonna cost, so. As far as the on-call help, until we get an employee hired, I talked to, 3 of the guys, and they said, hey, if we could just do a $250 flat rate, If they're there 2 hours, they're making out a little extra. If they're there for 4 hours, that includes their travel time. They'll be okay with that. So I think that's the easiest and the fairest way. Then we don't have to worry about it, so, yeah. As far as an employee, I think guys, we gotta get this taken care of. Get somebody to help, because like I say, when it comes to, yeah, being out here and checking these grinders, it is, so.
We have the budget for it. We need to work the details of the benefits package. It's not an easy thing to try to figure out how to start from scratch, and we're not getting a lot of help from the county.
Well, we have this fellow from Uniondale that's very interested.
Oh, yes.
But his Uniondale town meetings are the same night as the
But he
others.
said, he said, Leon, that if he could get that changed if he was an employee, but I didn't feel there was any reason. Other than a verbal saying that we would be, I would like to have him, he has nothing to go on, that's the thing, so.
So he'll change his meeting if we hire him.
He said he could change that. He's the president of the Uniondale Town
The
Board.
meeting time is the easiest thing to fix.
Right.
Right, we really need movement on perf and benefits,
Yeah, health coverage.
health coverage, and it's not easy, right? Without having any entity that we can partner with the county on to help lower the costs, like, one of the best options we would do is basically send them to the exchanges as a single person.
Yeah.
We have one.
No,
we have,
he's married. He is married.
Well, yeah, but it'd be a family rate and it's gonna be expensive and whatever you get. All right, so there's ways to handle partnership, but we're kind of running into the,
Yeah, I know you and I talked about it, Andy, and I think what I need to do is get ahold of Ted Storer. He's the attorney for the
right. We need to have a conversation, with people that understand the mechanics of what needs to happen there so that we can think. The idea is, if it'd be possible to come up with a partnership, it'd be nice to be able to add our Wells County Sewer District employees to the same pool that the county employees are buying from, so that we get
And that's-
Is
25 versus 23. That's not that big of a deal.
the county's health coverage for employees, is it fully insured or are they self-insured, self-funded?
I think you have to ask Todd, because I don't know if I know who to even ask that would be in. Yeah,
City is, okay, but what about county?
I don't know. That's it's a good question.
That's
My
my,
son-in-law has that insurance, I can get that information.
yeah, I need to figure that out, because I know it is something that, I just knowing Adams, that's what we've done for years, so we've got the solid waste management district, for what used to be our landfill, and now we got a transfer station. So the solid waste management district is a separate taxing entity. They've got a separate budget, they're funded, through county tax funds, but that's a separate entity, and we have got an interlocal agreement, and they've been on our county health plan ever since I've been around, long time. And then, when we started the sewer district, we did the same thing, we did an interlocal agreement between the county and the district, and so our county sewer district employees are participants under that plan.
Yeah, just for the health benefits.
Just for the health benefits, and that can be done by an interlocal agreement.
Right.
And you revise your class of eligible individuals under your plan document, and that can generally be done. Now, I think you have more flexibility when you're self-funded. If you're fully insured, I think it could still be done, but it's just things that we have to work out. But I think let me talk to Ted.
Okay.
And see if
Yeah,
we can
Ted.
figure that out.
I think that discussion about the benefits package is new territory for the board. Just be honest about it, right? So we're trying to cross new waters.
What should
This
that tell us?
gentleman is willing to work for the same wages that you have been working for?
No, he's gonna work, what we proposed, and I showed that to you, he's
Yeah.
gonna work for the same wage as Noah over in Adams
Okay.
is working
He's-
for.
Okay.
We've got his hourly rate with some reasonable overtime assumptions and 40 hours a week
Okay.
Yeah.
built into the 2026 operating budget.
Yeah.
And budget set-asides for perf and health insurance. Now, I didn't have a good number on that, so we may have to come back for a, budget delta, but the framework is in place for us to leverage from a budget standpoint once we get the actual mechanism in place to actually go out and figure out the most cost-effective way to.
I think we need to hire him as soon as possible so that he can change his meeting date so he can be here.
I agree. And if you want to talk to him, I'm sure we could arrange that, but, yeah.
He suits us, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Do we need a motion of some sort tonight?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I know what I need to do.
Yeah, okay.
I think we do need a motion on the flat 250. It seems like a pretty reasonable course of action and gives us some flexibility in the short term.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes. Okay, can I get a motion on that flat rate of 250?
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion on the table, do I have a second? Second. Got a motion, a second, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed?
And you want to let Brooke know about that, and maybe we put together some sort of.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I put on here the committees, Brooke would recommend, to do like, Adams County, and I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. Homes north of 224 on State Road 1, since Ryan's not here, and it doesn't seem that there's anything pressing on that. It does appear that the first house north, and maybe, the neighbors can tell us about that, but it appears that rental house is vacant right now for some reason, but that guy lives north of Fort Wayne. So anyway, just thought I'd bring it up. The 7 lots from the Dixie Snyder property there on 500 North he's working to divide them. I did talk to Ryan about where they would end up connecting to our sewer, so that won't be any problem.
Is that in the Kingsland
It's
technically?
in the Kingsland project.
You know what this is, the Barclay deal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty high lot prices, but hey, yeah. As far as the current flow, I will tell you, with these recent rains and with the stuff we're seeing, it's been crazy. Been working on it. More than a year ago, the board approved a laptop for me, and we really need to get it. I will tell you why. If I go out to a grinder, I can do the magic on my phone, ask it to download, and it will download this. However, it doesn't print it out. I have to go back to the office, and I don't necessarily have to print them, but I normally do print it. And then that would mean if I see that, hey, there's a major issue on this one, then I would have to drive back out to that one. And with a laptop, I'd just be able to download it right there. I know over in Adams County, Noah normally goes out and downloads the thing, emails it to Nathan, who is part-time in the office. He's out too all the time. But anyway, it will make, since it was already approved, I don't think we even need to approve it again. But I need to know, I am not a computer person, guys. I can do a desktop, but I don't know anything about a laptop.
I can look into some options for you.
That'd be great.
Recommendations there.
That'd be great. Something plain and simple.
And rugged
Yes.
and hermetically sealed.
Oh, yes, because you'll be out in the rain and everything else. Okay, we're getting there.
Did you talk about the homes north of 224 on Highway 1?
Yeah, I just said that, yeah.
I'm curious, a month ago, if I remember correctly, the homeowner of White Rock Barn was going to talk to the other homeowners to.
Well, that was my suggestion. I didn't tell him he had to,
Okay,
but that was my suggestion, that he really wants this.
right.
So he should, he needs this.
Yeah, and so do some of the homeowners, because their systems are failing.
Right.
So you don't know in the last 30 days what he's done?
He had not reached out to me,
Okay,
no.
okay.
No. And I don't think he had reached out to Ryan either.
Don't you?
I don't think so, no. And Ryan did apologize for ending up being out at the Grand Canyon, but, I was told that the process to get the power started at AEP was very difficult. I got the information that I could, and Friday, I called and had to punch buttons and talk to computers, and finally, they transferred me to somebody commercial, and the lady told me that, no, we don't have, AEP does not have power at Toxin. And I said, okay, what do I need to do to verify that they have power at Toxin? Well, we don't have power at Toxin. So anyway, so I drove out there. I talked to Jeremy, gonna be our electrician, and he said, yeah, I know. He said, that you're in for it. So I so I drove out there. I looked on the polls, they all say AEP. I called Marlene and I called a couple other people. I said, tell me what your bill says, AEP. So anyway, I called her back and didn't do any good. So this morning, I thought, I'm just gonna try again. Well, I got this lady that had a nice southern drawl.
You could relate.
You guys fit in real
And
nice.
she lives in West Virginia now, but she's from Kentucky. We got along just fine, and she got everything taken care of. I emailed it to Brooke, I emailed it.
AEP does have electricity there.
I will tell you the problem with the First Lady. She would not let me tell her that the address was Ossian if I was talking about Toxin. She said, no, I want to know where you're gonna do it. I said, we're doing it in Toxin. The address is Ossian. No. And I talked to her twice the same thing. This lady.
Next time you do it in Ossian.
So anyway, yeah. One last thing. Brooke sent me a thing that said that you and her talked about the liens against individuals with mortgage foreclosures.
Yep.
So, and we do have one that needs to, we need.
Talked about it today. I said, file it.
Okay.
Okay, it doesn't, yeah, the issue with foreclosure is, once it's in foreclosure, we can file the lien. The issue is making sure that we can collect it when it actually goes to sheriff's sale. And I think what we'll have to do is I'll have to file something with the court directing that from the proceeds from sale, that be satisfied before anything goes to the bank or anybody else, just like property taxes. Because in a foreclosure, once the foreclosure initiates, then they're not foreclosing any other liens, and basically other liens don't get a priority in the proceeds from sale unless we get some sort of an order from the court directing otherwise. So it's a timing issue. It's a mess. Cities, towns, everybody fights, trying to collect delinquent utilities because of these types of things. When it's a bankruptcy, it's even worse because now you've got what's called the automatic stay under federal law. You literally cannot file anything. But when it's a foreclosure, which is a state law action, there's nothing to prevent us from filing it. The issue, though, is getting paid. Mm-hmm. And so we can go ahead and file it. Then once we have it filed, then I can file something in the.
Is that just for charges that are? Is that just because we're adding a new lien, or what about existing liens? Or we're not accredited or a
Well,
privileged lien holder in
Well,
any way?
property tax is, but utilities, not so much. I mean, the lien.
Another thing I talked to our esteemed senators and congressmen during this election
It's been a
cycle.
nightmare for cities forever.
It seems like
On
cities
utility liens,
and utility liens.
and water and sewer are different.
And audit costs seem like that would be
Yeah.
pretty good legislation to sponsor.
The nice thing about water is you can go out and shut water off.
Right.
You can't shut off sewer.
We're spending all the money to put liens on, and even then, we need more action to actually collect on the lien. That is wholly unsatisfying, Mark.
I know, it is, but it's just the way it is. Because it always comes down to when the money's going across the table, making sure that you get paid first, and you're trying to get paid in a order of priority, which means we want to get paid ahead of the bank. And in order to do that, you either have to occupy that place in time before the foreclosure starts, or you gotta get some sort of an order after the fact that moves you to the front of the line. It's a mess.
Yeah, that just tells me though that we're gonna miss something where it goes through foreclosure, we're not gonna know about
Oh,
it.
that happens.
The train's left the station and we're waving at the caboose.
Happens all the time. Because the thing about the liens is the number's always changing. And so you have to keep filing,
Right.
you know, and the law says you can only file so often. And they have to be 3 months behind before you can, so it's this moving average at all times. And so you're always trying to capture that last 3 months. It's awful.
How long does a normal foreclosure take?
Oh, that can be from 8 months to, 2 years.
Really?
It all depends on what.
So if we, I mean, this house still owes us $95 every month, whether we get it or not. I don't think anybody's living there right now, but,
Well, but in that case, what we'd want to do is see if we can get an order from the court that says that as a matter of priority, any, sewer unpaid delinquents, utilities shall be paid current as of the date of the sale, or something like that. And now we're into area that I gotta figure out if we can even go there, but at least from, a title perspective, that's what we're trying to get done.
There's diminishing returns too.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, because now you're spending more money trying to chase a couple $100,
right.
and it's not fun.
Mr. Brown, you have more? You done? Anybody?
I think on that particular one, it's over 1,000 now.
Yeah, it is. I know it's right at 1,000.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, we talked about it
yeah.
tonight.
So it's, yeah, but anyway, it is what it is. Anything else? Any other questions?
Nope,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we have no engineer, so I guess we're not gonna talk to him. Mr. Mark?
All I have is, we've got some compliance things that we're working on with LA and with Trent, and just kind of planning for future audits and loan forgiveness, so that's something we're working on. I just have 2 disbursement request forms, pretty simple. First one, number 11, and this is on this project, I believe, is $1,955, and that's choice 1, and that's. Yeah, that's just contract administration, current, so it's $1,955. And then the second one is disbursement request number 12, and that's for $150, and that is just to reimburse the board for recording fees that we've paid for recording liens,
How much was that one, the second one?
and $150,
That was number 12.
number 12.
That was to Miller, Burry and Brown.
No, that's actually to reimburse the board, because the board's already paid the recording fees or paid these fees, and we're just seeking reimbursement. The first one is a direct pay. Number 11 is a direct pay for 1955 to choice 1, and the second one is a reimbursement. So there's 2 ways with SRF. They've got those funds there, and so this particular funding source, number 11, is still $3,272,000. So far, we've dispersed $328,922, and so then the balance, but this number 11 is 1955, and we're asking them to pay that directly from those funds. And the other one, the 150, we're just asking them to reimburse the board, because the board's already paid it.
I'll make a motion to file and make those disbursement requests.
Yeah, we have a motion on the table. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you, Mark.
So
Any
I
other-
did have a few things for Ryan.
Okay,
PTF issue, that, he's been working through, one of the things that I think the board at least needs to make clear is that, and I know in the construction meeting, Leon brought it up, that we are not happy with the seating that was done. And Ryan has brought it up to Nick at least twice, and both times Nick has just kind of blown him off. But we're not happy with that. Now's the time to get that worked out.
Have we,
We weren't happy with it.
have we closed with them? Are they on contract now?
Oh, VTF is definitely on contract. Yeah, they've got lots of material in Toxin sitting there waiting.
Well, we just hang on to retainage and we don't do disbursements until we get it figured out.
Yeah, they, it'd just be a lot easier. We've got 4 contractors, landscape contractors in Wells County, and any one of them would do better, way better. And the nice thing about getting a local guy, if I see an issue or whoever sees an issue, we can say, hey, you need to go back there and take care of that. And they'll do it. I mean, they are,
Yeah, because their local reputation's on the line.
yeah, and
So does VTF hire these local guys, or is that?
it would have to come through VTA,
Right, okay.
right?
Well, who's the contractor on it? Who now or on the last project?
That was Reinhardt out of Decatur. And you know Reinhardt out of Decatur. And now his daughter has taken over. I don't know her, but,
Is that who VTF's planning on using for us?
well, yes, that's who they had planned to use, yes, because they're cheap or free and do a terrible job. And, I mean, when I go back, I'm at these grinders every day. And I go back and I just think, why aren't these
My-
homeowners throwing a fit?
My yard still hasn't came, I don't know who the city used for Timber Ridge. My yard looks like a dumpster fire still. Nice 100-foot scar down through there, and it's patchy and,
I can't even tell the sewer was right on my place.
Well.
I
you
mean, I
were
can't.
right. You were
They
right.
did a great job.
They knew.
Well, I don't
You
know.
were the
They
president
did-
of the board.
I don't think that
They
is.
got
That's
the-
Bruce's house, we gotta pay tech.
Yeah, one other thing is that, I talked to Nathan, a while back, all right, I guess I have 2 things. Talked to Nathan a while back about what happens if the contractor is not done, on the designated date of completion. And he said they had raised theirs up to 2,500, per day. And, so I talked to Ryan about it, and he said, well, once they've signed a contract.
Yeah, you can't do anything.
do that. So,
Now, if they want an extension, we could talk about an extension with an increased penalty. If they want to do a mod like that, then maybe an opportunity.
right. You just need to keep that in mind, like Ryan said, just keep it in mind so that, when that time comes. And he's been, he did mention to Nick, he said, now you bumped this day back to
I was
July.
gonna say, that was
maybe
their
August."
noise, not ours.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
anytime you're doing a new project, that is the time to review all your specifications, and especially on things like these seals going into our pumps, and that's the opportunity you have to designate the type of pump, the type
Yeah,
of seal.
you may want to talk to Ryan about actually a change order on our part to actually mandate some better flange seals, just to get ahead things. I mean,
well, supposedly, they're the best you can get, they're a bolt-on flange, but,
Is it an inspection thing, where, you gotta make sure that they're inspected?
they're not gonna, that side doesn't get pressure tested though, does it?
no.
When they cap it for the pressure test, where does that cap be at? That's on the pressure line going into the tank.
Right, yeah, they
They're
can't
not-
pressure that.
They can't
pressure
pressurize
that
anything on that side.
5 feet, no.
Yeah, it'd blow back into the house, I suppose.
The one other thing, and then, yeah, I know you guys want to be gone. The Liberty Center gate for the enclosure. Ryan talked to Matt. Matt said he went out and took care of it. Guess what he did?
But he didn't.
He just dug the trench a little bit deeper. So, right now, it's not gonna freeze. But in the wintertime, I could not get that gate open. It freezes to the ground and they have to raise the gate up. I showed you a picture last time.
Yeah.
And it's 6 inches too low on the one end. And
What is it about that they don't understand?
the reason I bring it up is I can't make them do it, but the board can. So it's in your hands. But it's crazy. I mean,
What gate are we talking about?
It's
gate at
Liberty Center.
enclosure
It's
of
the,
Liberty Center.
And who do you talk to with this? From
I think
VTF?
the chain of command is not for me to call VTF. I think that's up to the engineer. Is that correct? I don't mind talking to Nick, but I think it's.
You think Ryan should be doing it?
What?
You think Ryan should be doing it?
Yes.
Calling him, okay.
Yeah, well, tell Ryan
And
to
he
get,
already has.
Say,
Tell
I'll
Ryan-
get a-
tell
I'll
Ryan to
call
get a hold of
Ryan,
me,
tell
and
him
if
we
we're
gotta
not-
get this fixed.
if we're not getting anywhere, then I'll,
Yeah.
let me take care
I
of it.
mean, he's talked to him twice, I know, and Nick just says that,
What happened to Aaron?
I think he got relieved of duty.
Yes.
Nick's on his way.
There was all sorts of rumors.
Kinda sounds like it.
His dad.
The VTF way.
We met with him here, I was pretty impressed with him.
That's the polite way to talk about it.
Yeah, he was.
What's that?
I said, when we met with Nick here, I was pretty impressed with him. I really was.
Well,
Evidently, I'm not a very good judge of character.
Well, people under pressure act a little bit
Yeah.
differently too. And so I'm sure his schedule's saying red and he's got a big schedule variance looking at him dead in the eyes and
Boy, you're in that business, you.
part of the gig.
All right, any board comments?
VTF still planning on starting in July,
as far as we know,
and the people that need to send out the interim rate know that?
well, we.
Interim rate scheduled for July.
It's scheduled for July.
Okay.
And we will definitely, be in contact with them again, at the end of this month and at the end of next month to make sure that, they're not bumping it one way or the other. They do have a lot of material in Toxin.
We haven't, have we got a disbursement request from VTF yet? I don't think we've been invoiced yet.
I don't believe so.
Well, when we are, it's whenever their inventory starts hitting our debt service, so.
Yeah, and that may be soon because, there is a lot of inventory there, grinders and the 6-inch, force main line. There's roll after roll there, right there by Well Done Shop.
Okay, anybody got anything else?
How about any board,
Yes, I'm gonna get there. Okay, anybody in the crowd got any questions or comments or?
I live in Toxin. I'm fairly close to the Well Done Shop, right off 24 there. And yes, stuff's there. So starting in July, sounds like. So we'll start getting a bill in July for when it'll start.
Once it's start correct, interim rate. Mhm.
Gotcha. How long is the length of time for this project we're looking at?
do we have a completion date?
May 1, wasn't it?
May 27th.
May 27th, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's good to know. Is this, like, along the road, is that gonna be bored under, or is that gonna be trenched?
Under any place that they can bore, that's one good thing about VTF, they like to bore.
Okay.
And so anything that they can bore, they're gonna bore.
I know now we
The
got,
gravity sewer, they can't bore, because gravity, you have to get it on grade.
and you said mine was gonna be
Yeah,
wrapped,
yours is
so,
last.
okay, so mine will be trenched.
Yes, out along the road, not,
Okay, yes,
yeah.
yep. Okay. And there's a gas line out there.
They,
Fiber
they're
optic.
responsible,
All that.
yeah, new
Yep.
fiber
Brand new
optic.
fiber optic that.
Marty called me about that the other day. Messing you up.
Got Marty nervous already.
So, yeah, but, yeah. And I've told other people, even on yours, I will come out and we'll talk about, because on the engineer's drawing, it may not show that cap exactly.
Oh, I'd say he did.
You're wrong.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Good.
And so we'll look at it, we wanted it the best place for you and for any future, development you may want on your property.
Go ahead, Mark.
That's part of my.
I know you, a couple years ago when we first started.
Hanging in there.
You guys had a list of like some
Your eyes all good to go again?
contractors you
Yeah.
were using and stuff.
Well, I got something going on right here. I don't know what that is. Yeah.
With, even.
You know, on my deal, Mark, you know what I'm talking about, settlement. I still have not got my bookkeeper, well, my accountant, just, he's got ho on that I have to pay taxes on it. He says if I could get something from you, Larry Stoppenhagen, and then I have another one, cause Larry's getting out, and I got, can't think of his name. It's terrible, isn't it? I've only used him a couple times, Byron, somebody out of Huntington. I can get the names. But I wish I'd have never even told them, because I've tried to convince them there is no paper trail on this. There's no 1099. There's no nothing.
Yeah, when I get calls for.
But you know how accountants are. Oh, side yours.
Oh, yeah, right here. As far as my city. Yeah, I know. I've always been pleased.
I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep helping.
I told him, same thing right there.
But I may have to, have
Well,
them
you
get in
have to get 'em.
contact with you.
You can have them do that, and we'll see what they come up with. But it's, sometimes it's just, I do the three blind mice. It's like this, I don't know.
I see nothing.
I don't know anything. We do our next. You guys used to watch Hogan's Heroes? Remember that show? Yeah.
Oh, we better do that, huh?
I know
Okay,
nothing.
can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I saw nothing.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the
We have a
meeting.
motion on the table. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Correct.
For the check, sorry.
Yeah, so
Let me know.
I thought we did a
Talk to
better
Brooke and
job
we'll
of
get things.
Ireland.
sir, if the project does get
I
delayed,
have to say,
we're gonna send out a notice
They
to
did
connect
better.
whenever we get information from VTF that we're good to go.
itinerary,
So that'll come in the mail.
Ireland.
And that's,
We
whenever you
enjoyed
get that,
the
that notice to connect is when
not only the scenery, but
that final
we enjoyed the
connection,
pub
your house
life.
out to wherever you want your driving,
Just
your driving take. Wherever your
tradition, history,
lateral,
seeing the pub,
wherever they stop.
the music and everything.
Guy in Austin did. So, yeah,
I
VTF went,
had to
ran,
choose between
ran,
the two.
I guess it's the grind, yeah, it was a grinder.
Two, but
Set
if
the
I had to
grinder,
say, I
people can't speak English. They
As
come
you know.
out, they said, are you done? And the contractor said, I'm done.
been to
So then they connect?
No, they busted their tank in and filled it in with dirt.
Oh, no.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
It
no.
flooded under the crawl space, just, I mean, all the sewage was in the crawl space.
Oh,
And I told those guys, I said, VTF really should have been responsible for that.
yeah, that's,
we were just
Yeah.
in Italy this
That
last
happened.
year and
In the Austin project, so.
as far as
And those people didn't know, they thought they were done, they thought it was good.
yeah, well, it's
you see it all the
communication.
time in the news.
Yes, definitely.
See you guys, thanks.
Okay, Mark, we'll see you.
Thanks.
If I had to pick,
Nobody wants to stand behind nothing.
No, they don't.
I don't work that way in my business. I don't.
Probably not. You'd pay dearly for it, wouldn't you?
Well, even if I can't even get, if I can't get my money back, I gotta take care of my customer. Sure.
we go to church with, that did, some of France and Belgium. Great experience, so.
He's gonna,
See you, John and John.
See ya.
Okay.
We hope to do some.
sign up, but he said he will listen to the recording, because we record all these nowadays, and he said he would definitely make sure that, there was something in the paper.
Yeah, I'll get on their butt, by God, to get that notice in the paper. Prior to the meeting.
Yeah, who knows what else they miss. There's always a correction in the paper too, you notice that? Just a bunch of rookies. John's slowing down.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and just so you know,
It happened to all of us.
Yes. Some days. I feel like I'm there.
I would assume, Andrew and Derek were working on it. I was just there as.
Yeah, this morning I couldn't even hardly put my socks on or get my pants on.
Now, is that something that's just gotta heal by itself?
I guess, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I've never been through
Well,
it.
I never had either. My wife's on my butt. You probably need to go somewhere. Where am I going? You know, I could go to the chiropractor, but he ain't gonna do.
I wouldn't think that would help there. Not a hamstring pull. You got us offline.